my Mount Rushmore of WWE women is gonna definitely be Sasha Banks. Definitely gonna be Lita. Sasha Banks, Lita. I wouldn't put Jade Cargill or Bianca up there, and the reason why is, nah.
Her body works before.
I'm gonna put Bianca up there. I'll put Bianca up there. Not Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I'm not putting.
No, I wouldn't put Jade Cargill. No. Let me start over. I'm tripping. I'm gonna start over because you.
It's hard
when you think about Mount Rushmore is 4.
Yeah.
You got to think about. You try to answer it so quickly, but you forget about everybody else. So my Mount Rushmore,
you always gonna slight somebody anytime
I forgot about
you
Sasha.
do a Rushmore.
I would have put Sasha in there.
So my Mount Rushmore of women is definitely gonna be Asuka. So I like Io. Io is cold to me. Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair.
What about for the men though?
The men?
Ooh,
the man is.
So for the man, for me,
the man is going to be for me for Mount Rushmore is the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. The Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
That was hard.
I can officially say the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That his whole bloodline era for 4 years skyrocketed him to the Mount Rushmore. I'm going to say The Rock. Definitely going to say The Rock. And I got to say Ric Flair.
So my 4. Undertaker.
Well, which
Stone, Undertaker, period. I don't care which version. All of them was dope. Undertaker, Stone Cold. I actually got honorable mention too. So I got Undertaker.
Man,
Stone
it's
Cold.
4, bro.
I know,
it's the Rushmore.
I know, but I got honorable mention though.
It's the Rushmore, man.
So you got Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, and then Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
That's fair.
I think
that's why I had the honorable mention because I gotta include him in there, bro. I can't leave Shawn out.
Yeah, but I think the Mount Rushmore, it'll never be the same. It's just too many.
It's too many.
Yeah.
And the generation change. Because I could have put Roman Reigns in there, but I got to go off. It wouldn't be a Roman Reigns if it wasn't a Rock, or if it wasn't a Stone Cold, or if it wasn't the Undertaker, if it wasn't a Triple H, if it wasn't a Shawn Michaels. It wouldn't be none of these other cats if them guys held that company down even through the worst of the worst.
Yeah, and it's just too many. Like, 'cause you can think about Sting. I think about Sting. I think about Mankind. I think about the Sandman. I think about RVD, Tommy Dream, Kurt Angle, Ed. It's just too many.
A lot of them guys in that Attitude Era like laid the groundwork.
It ain't gonna never. What do you say? Is Jon Jones the GOAT or Khabib the GOAT? Has to be number 1. Jon Jones, unfortunately, Jon Bone Jones, or Johnny Bone Jones, whatever you want to call him, can never be the GOAT is because he tested positive for performance enhancement. He can never be the GOAT. The GOAT of the UFC is hands down, is clearly Anderson Silva. If it's not Anderson Silva, it's Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse.
I disagree with you with that.
Really?
And when it comes to Jon Jones not being the GOAT.
No, okay, he can't.
Hold on. So the man got caught doing coke. Got it. Okay.
No, he ain't got caught doing coke.
It ain't just that. Hold on. It ain't just that. He got caught with stuff too, right? All right, cool. So he got suspended for how long?
Twice.
He got suspended twice, right? He got suspended twice. So guess what? He got suspended twice. The man still came back, right? He still came back. And who he had to fight for the belt?
Who?
DC, right?
Right.
And he beat him. Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
For me, my MMA GOAT is Khabib, man.
I'm going with Jon Jones. He's my GOAT, bro. He's my GOAT.
I couldn't.
It's Khabib for me.
I love Khabib. I love the hell out of Khabib. Don't get me wrong.
If you put Jon Jones in a cage with anybody, will he come out and win? Yes. But my problem with Jon Jones right now is you could have still whooped everybody without doing the performance enhancement, because according to them, the performance enhancement was so small, it was like you were doing it out of training. You was doing it out of competition. So then you want to get in competition and then hurry up and get off the juice. you didn't have to do it in the first place. You were that good. So my point is, it's like using a cheat code when you already the cheat code.
Yeah, I get where you going. Where you going with this? I mean, when I think about like pure talent,
He has it.
Jon Jones and Demetrius Johnson are probably the most purely talented people to ever set foot in a cage. Just like when you think about Jon Jones' skill set, like you were saying, this dude was doing the booger sugar and all, all types of stuff. He gets in the ring with an Olympic level wrestling champion and out wrestles him just to prove a point, bro. That's what I'm saying. Jon Jones
Name another
is
fighter.
phenomenal.
Name another fighter, and I'm not saying nobody does this, but name another fighter who can do booger sugar, get suspended for 2 years, and come back and still win the belt outside of Jon Jones.
You said name somebody that has more title defense.
No, name somebody else who can do the booger sugar, do the point like Jon Jones, get suspended for 2 years, come back.
We shouldn't even be asking that question.
But we have to because it's already out there, right?
No, because
that's why I'm with Ken on that.
We shouldn't even be asking no question.
But it's in the record books that it's done, right? He's already done it.
But the point is, it doesn't enhance what he should have been doing without it.
Yeah.
It's pointless to say that. Or he can go do coke and come back and still win. That don't make him better.
How many else he got in his lost collar?
But that's why I'm going with Khabib, man.
And I'm not disagreeing with Khabib.
When I look at Khabib, clean, dominant.
I wouldn't give it to Khabib because Khabib didn't fight as many elite fighters as the other fighters. He didn't fight as many. I think about how many elite.
Who was there for him to fight?
I mean, no,
you got to fight who you got to fight.
No, because Jon Jones watched the division at least 3 times. Khabib probably watched the division, I would say, twice. But Jon Jones was fighting real champions, Shogun Rua. He was fighting Belfort. He was fighting Rashad Evans.
See, where I will push back on that is, and believe me, like Jon Jones is my number 2 guy. Right. So I'm not trying to slight him.
I ain't knocking him either.
I ain't trying to slight him in any kind of way. But when I think about Jon Jones, Jon was so far ahead from a skill set standpoint versus the guys in his division, like Shogun. Legend, we all grew up on Pride and all that other stuff. Crow Cop, all them guys. Them guys still had a limited, kind of a skill set, especially for guys at that size, at 205 and going up. Jon is doing stuff that lightweights are doing. Like, I forgot who he was fighting. Like, man, remember it was a fight. Like, the dude was jabbing with his elbow. Like, you don't see that with
he did in all his fights though. He jabbed.
I think it was Brandon Vera. He was doing that with,
and like piecing this guy up with just elbows, short elbow shots and stuff. Like Jon, it was just too diverse for guys in that division, man. That's just how I look at it.
I'm not taking nothing away from Jon. I'm just saying when you say the greatest of all time, you got to understand what that means. The greatest of all time, meaning there will never be nobody to repeat what this person done. He shattered records. He beaten people that he shouldn't have beat, and he did it with integrity. That's the most important part.
But that's why I lean Khabib.
Well, if you compare their fight record, right now, let's remove the fight.
You know how hard it is to retire from MMA undefeated.
Well, and I hear that.
Because there's great guys that have L's on their record. This is like everybody don't hit their prime right away. Some guys lose like they first couple of pro fights or something like that. Then they hit their streaks and everything. Right. We never saw that with Khabib. But he barely lost rounds.
But I think that's when UFC and boxing is different. In boxing, if you're undefeated, you're looked at as more of the top. The greatest fighters in MMA have losses. George St-Pierre, Anderson Silva.
Jon Jones ain't got no losses.
Jon Jones.
He got a
He don't have a loss.
It's a no contest.
That's not a loss though.
Well, hold on, but my point is, MMA is not the same. They don't look at the zero, the no losses as like that make you legendary. That's not how it works in MMA. Because who is hands down one of the greatest jiu-jitsu artists of all time?
The Gracies.
The Gracie, right? Losses everywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Matt Hughes, right? Matt Hughes was known for trying to beat beat them, but I don't think his undefeated record really plays put him as on Mount Rushmore. If you ask a lot of people,
I'm not just going strictly off of his undefeated record. I'm going off of what I seen and what I'm seeing out of fighters coming out of that camp. Look at the UFC right now. All them dudes coming out of Russia and stuff like that, man. Them dudes snatching up titles. We just seen what's my man's name?
I think I know who you're talking about. He just won the belt not too long ago.
Just won the belt.
He from Khabib's camp too, though.
Nah, he not. But you know, over there from.
I'll ask you that.
A lot of the champions right now are over there in that area and are great wrestlers, and I feel like Khabib was at the forefront of the.
And would you put Khabib over George St-Pierre?
For me, yeah.
Would you put Khabib over Anderson Silva?
That's a tough one, but yeah.
Would you put Khabib over Demetrius Johnson?
Now, see, I believe Demetrius Johnson is like I said, he's one of the most purely talented fighters.
But you weigh heavily on that old record. Would you put him over Demetrius Johnson?
Like I said, for me, Khabib is the GOAT. Okay. I have to put him over Demetrius Johnson. That don't mean I don't have respect for Demetrius Johnson's skill set.
Well, right, but
because I feel like Demetrius and John are more diverse and more skilled than a Khabib is. But I feel like Khabib and what he does as a wrestler is so elite that he makes up for that lack of diversity that you get from these other fighters.
Okay, would you put Khabib over? You ready? Conor McGregor.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that one.
Okay. Well, but some people would throw Conor in there because he's a sportsman. He's not in there for legacy. He's in there for money.
And I get like Conor as the entertainer and all and all that stuff, but that's another part of the reason why I really rock with Khabib, like the man that he is.
Right.
Conor crossed some lines with that man
so hold on.
that he wasn't supposed to cross.
So, Paul said a couple of things. Hold on, Question. Paul said Anderson Silva got popped for steroids too, which he did.